Alright, let's get started. Today, Mikey is supposed to come to me and show me something. Oh, here he is. Let's find out what he wants from me.
JJ, I'm so glad you came out. I decided to show you something unusual. You've definitely never seen anything like this, and you'll be intrigued. Come with me as quickly as possible.
Mikey, what is this anyway? Is this some kind of line? Can you explain it to me?
In simple terms, this is a real door to the moon. If we go in there, we'll find ourselves on the moon.
A door straight to the moon? But is that even possible? It looks dangerous enough to go there.
There's absolutely nothing dangerous about it. That's why I wanted to invite you to come with me to the moon. Cool adventures await us there, and we'll definitely have a fantastic time.
To tell you the truth, Mikey, I'm not really looking forward to going to the moon. While that's an interesting idea, I definitely wouldn't like it there.
That's really weird. It would be a truly new adventure for us, since we've never been to the moon before. Are you sure you don't want to go there with me?
Yeah, Mikey, I'm not that interested in that moon. So if you want, you can go there alone. Then tell me what you saw and did there.
You're really missing out. I want to tell you, but really, so be it. I'm going to put on my spacesuit and head straight to the moon. I want to explore it and build my first home there.
Okay, then it's decided. Mikey is really going to the moon through that door. I've decided it's not really my thing, so I'll stay here for now. I hope he really does find what he's looking for there. We'll go to bed now, though, since it's late, and that door might disappear by daylight. So I'll just have to wait for Mikey and hear from him about how things are going on the moon. My task now is just to wait for him and get some sleep. Everything else is already done. Then let's go home and sleep. We'll solve all our problems later in case something happens to Mikey later. Great, friends, we slept well and this could mean a new day has dawned. Now we'll be back to work in the village with renewed vigor. Wait, what do you mean? Instead of a door to the moon, there's now a door to the sun? Now that's much more interesting, and I'd go there. So, the door itself can change over time? If that's true, then I'll have to take advantage of it. I've always liked the sun, but I think it can be dangerous. Anyway, since Mikey's gone to the moon, I need to pack all my things and head to the sun. That will definitely help me solve many problems and bring this to a close. But then, when we meet Mikey, I'll really surprise him and tell him I've been to the sun itself. That will be really interesting, but we have a lot of exploring to do. Now I need to go to my house and get my space stuff. It will help me stay on the sun and start exploring it. That way, we can get to the very end. Yes, I also have things suitable for space exploration. Mikey and I have been wanting something like this for a long time, but we couldn't decide on just one place. He went to the moon, and I'll go to the sun. So, we'll be exploring 2 new places at once, and maybe even make houses there or help study the structure. It's all really necessary to get this done. I hope everything goes much more safely for me, and most importantly, we'll be able to get a lot of data that will help us live and build entire cities there. Great, my things are already packed and even dressed. Now we can definitely go explore the entire sun. It could be dangerous, but my interest is truly incredible. I hope I can come back and tell Mikey this story, because he'll definitely be much more interested in hearing about the sun than about his moon. I'm more than sure of it. Now my task is simply to walk through this door and find myself in the sun. I don't know exactly how I'll survive there or what I'll do, but I have a goal to figure it out and get a new home.
Friends, I'm so glad you're with me now. I finally made it to the moon, and just look how beautiful it is. It's truly something special. I wanted to come here a long time ago and explore this area, build a house, or even build my own new village here soon. It's such a shame JJ didn't go with me. We would have had so much more fun exploring and building together, but it's his choice, and there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is continue to explore this place. But that certainly won't stop me from having a good time exploring this moon. There are so many unusual things here too that I need to understand. By the way, there are villages here too, with aliens and villagers. I also need to establish friendly contact with them. My new home, my new base, will be on the moon. I can already see the village and I'll be heading there. I need to establish contact and start communicating with those who are here. Of course, I'll be studying this entire alien village so that we can establish contact with Earth. And if possible, we'll trade and live here. I'm more than sure that JJ has really missed out on a lot because an adventure like this only happens once in a lifetime and he missed it. We'll be developing here, doing everything possible to improve and gather much more useful information so we can definitely win this battle. That's the most important thing right now. That's why we'll have to build all of this ourselves. I hope I can really establish a good foothold here and get on with my important work. It'll be awesome. In any case, we simply have no other option. We need to resolve everything quickly and see it through to the very end. The faster we do all this, the more interesting things we'll see. I can already see where our lab will be. It will need to be well furnished, so it's comfortable for conducting various studies and, of course, for working and living as efficiently as possible. The village is already very close to us, and these aliens will even trade with us. That's why we simply must establish ourselves here for a long time and show JJ what he's really missed. Excellent! We've installed a couple of antennas so we can communicate with the ground. I'm more than sure that on the other side, they'll receive this signal and install and configure antennas too. But that's not all we need here. We need to set up the air system so I can breathe here without any problems and finish the job. Upgrading the base itself is effective. Of course! I'll need a lot of solar panels and some way to get light. That's exactly the system we need to build right from the start. Now we can hook it up to the air generator, and we can live in our base without any problems. I definitely won't have to worry about losing consciousness or anything. I just need to do it all. I hope we can really resolve this quickly and see it through to the very end. The sooner we do it, the better. I want to overcome all the difficulties. Because of the gravity, construction might take a little longer, but I don't think it'll be a big problem that I can't handle. So far, everything is going according to my plan. The most important thing is that these alien villagers don't drive me away from this village because I won't have a second point from which to begin my research. I don't particularly want to lose anything here because there will definitely be more than enough work and materials. The most important thing is that it all works and makes some sense. Okay, now I need to connect it all up and really make it incredibly interesting and cool. I just want to understand how effective it will all be. It will be really interesting for me to be here and study all this, so I will do my best to make this place perfect. Of course, if my best friend JJ were here, my work and study would be much more effective. I'm even curious what he's doing now while I'm here on the moon. In any case, I'll contact him very soon and we'll talk about everything. I hope that door is still there and I can convince JJ to come visit me on the moon. Yoo-hoo! This is a great success, friends. We've actually managed to create a power station and an air generating station. Now my base will truly be able to breathe and live comfortably. This is great progress, and soon my base will have literally everything we need to study the moon, and of course, I'll be able to transmit all the data back to Earth. If I can convince JJ to come here, it will be much more interesting for us together. But still, I have a mission, and the most important thing is to stick to it and see it through to the very end. It's truly a stroke of luck that I got it right the first time. I've never done anything like this before, and I have no experience exploring other planets, much less moons. But this time, I decided to learn everything and go through this difficult path. Of course, I want to create something super interesting on the moon so that even the villagers can get in through the door. Now that I've done all this, I can really just relax a bit and just build my interior here because this will be my new home for a while. Now, at least I can rest a bit and do my own thing. Then we'll study it all and I can show you so much more. But I wonder what JJ is doing there. Is he still in his house? I'll try to find out something, but I don't think it will be effective. But I still need to know where JJ is now and what he's doing. Friends, help me and keep an eye on him.
Friends, hello again everyone. As you can see, I actually made it into the sun, and it's incredibly hot here. It's even dangerous. I haven't met anyone on my way. It's as if there's no life here at all, but I hope there is someone here and we can talk to them. I need to start studying the sun as soon as possible to get any results from this trip. I don't want to fall behind Mikey and show him the results of my work. Oh, friends, something has finally appeared in front of me. It looks like some kind of building. I guess I need to go there now and see what it is and who's there. If there are any scientists there, I'll be incredibly happy because I've been here for a long time and haven't spoken to anyone or received any assignments. Of course, I thought there would be more people here and I'd come to some village that would need my help, but this is the only place where at least someone or something is. But yes, it looks more like a scientific base. If this is truly true, then I'm incredibly lucky and I'll be able to help someone in some way. That's my goal for this adventure. Hey, is anyone there? I'm JJ, and I came here to help. I'm really curious about this base.
JJ, I'm incredibly glad you came. I really need your help. I'm actually a scientist in this lab, but I'm in big trouble. My suit broke, and it's incredibly hot in here. I need you to help me with my research. You need to cool this building down and then get the mining robots up and running.
So you need to cool this building down with ice and then launch some robots? That doesn't sound too difficult, but if it really helps you, I'm willing to do it too.
It's absolutely necessary. I can't get out on my own, but you definitely can. If you can do all this, then solar research will accelerate incredibly quickly. The most important thing is to get the temperature just right.
Okay, I understand that I still need to build the lab itself. It's a lot of work, but that's exactly why I went through the door leading to the sun. So now we need to do everything possible to get the research going again. I have a lot of equipment and of course ice. All of this needs to be installed to cool this place down and make it suitable for work. Since there's only one scientist here, I can't let him not do his job. My job is to organize everything as quickly as possible and make everything run like clockwork. In any case, sooner or later, we really will be able to solve all the problems and build the best possible thing. Studying the sun is truly important, so my help will come in handy. My task right now is still quite simple. I also need to connect everything to electricity and I'll install solar panels. This will generate an incredible amount of energy and we will win.
Your help is very difficult to assess. It's simply incredible. If I can truly manage the research from here, it could save our planet from many cataclysms. We need to act very quickly here because the temperature is constantly rising and falling, so we need to act as quickly as possible and deploy all these mining robots.
I'll also be pouring a very cold liquid around this research center. This should help us restore everything and make it truly better. Of course, there's still a lot of work to do here, but also with cooling this base, we need to get all these robots up and running. They need to work well. Friends, just look at these robots. They're truly incredibly large and will be incredibly useful because they'll be digging all the mines for us and searching for important blocks. As the scientist told me, he'll be able to control them all from afar and make adjustments. All this will help us explore this place as quickly as possible. We'll just need to upgrade the batteries for these robots so they can actually work and dig all this stuff. I'm pretty sure Mikey won't have anything like that. I'm truly in the best position right now to study this sun and get a ton of data. It will help everyone on our planet, and Mikey will be jealous. Anyway, when I'm done here, I'll really show it off to Mikey, because these robots are simply incredible, and they'll make our work in collecting everything we need so much easier. The first one should be up and running very soon, but I need to deploy as many of them as possible to completely excavate this mountain and find out what it hides. Woohoo, friends, this is truly a great success. Look at this. The robot is really digging, and there's no stopping it. The work is really going faster. We need to create many more platforms for these robots so they can all work together and be truly more efficient. There's very little time left, and we need to keep an eye on the work. The most important thing is that they actually work and fulfill their mission. These drilling rigs are very efficient and we can really get a lot out of them. The most important thing is to keep them running and not lose their battery. It's quite hot here and it could be dangerous, but without me here, we won't be able to explore anything. It really is very dangerous, but for the sake of such knowledge, I'm willing to try it. In any case, this is an incredibly cool and very interesting adventure, which really makes me enjoy everything that happens here. Personally, I think. They've already dug a lot, but that's not their maximum. We'll definitely extract a lot of stuff here, and they'll take it straight back to their station to store all these blocks. Then, all these blocks will be used for study by the scientist, and we'll be able to get a lot of data. We'll contact Mikey and tell him that I've reached the sun and he's reached the moon. This really does look very interesting. We could use robots like these in the village, but I don't think they're too cheap. They are probably very expensive. But for good work and help with research, we could get incredibly well paid, and we'll be able to improve our lives and eat whatever we want, whenever we want. That's the most important thing. Look, friends, they're about to unload all the blocks they've dug up into the charging station, and then they'll really be heading off. This will happen many more times. That's why I think we'll have to say goodbye soon, because we've already shown you all the most interesting things. Bye, friends, and see you soon.